5 biggest mistakes that are killing your dream body, whether you're on a carnivore diet or an animal-based diet. I'm going to be breaking down things that I used to do in the past that were ruining my gains. Now I'm absolutely jacked, shredded, because I fixed all these 5 mistakes that I was making. Now I'm here to teach you the mistakes that I was making so you don't make the same mistakes and you can actually build your dream physique. So sit back, relax, get your coffee, get a pen, a paper. We're about to fully dial in on this video. It's gonna change your life and you're gonna build your dream physique after watching this. Let's fully lock in. Come on. Okay, we're gonna start with mistake number 1. You are not training hard enough. This is what happened to me when I first started my fitness journey. I was going through the motions. I was not doing heavy compound movements. I was not doing progressive overload. I was lifting the same weight every single time I went into the gym. So what do you gotta do differently? Okay, you gotta start lifting heavier compound movements like bench, squat, barbell rows, overhead press, okay? And remember, the way that you train is one part of you actually building your dream physique. The rest is your diet, okay? But you need to be training each muscle group at least twice a week. And if you need a workout split, do push, pull, legs, so you can work out 6 times a week, right? And hit each and every muscle group twice a week. And you have to realize you have to be training to failure and also doing hypertrophy. So what does hypertrophy look like? It looks like you're doing 8 to 10 reps and you're at least doing 3 to 4 sets. And maybe on that last set, you want to do strength training, right? So you lift heavier, but you get less reps. But you should only be doing that for your heavy compound movements like bench press, squat, barbell rows, and then over the head press. But if you're not doing those 4 right there, you don't need to be doing strength training. You should be doing hypertrophy for the rest of the workouts. But remember, train very hard. But that's one aspect of your physique. If you're not training hard right now, you're making a big mistake. You need to tear down the muscle to actually build the muscle. Okay, and that's a fact. If you're not training hard and you're training like a little girl, you're never going to progress and you're going to stay the same. That's what happened to me. I used to train like a chick. So guess what? My physique looked like a little chick and I was not leveling up constantly 24/7, okay? That's mistake number 1. Number 2 is your calories. I was making this mistake. I was not tracking my calories. I wasn't tracking my macros. So guess what? I was not seeing results. I was not gaining weight. Okay. I was not getting stronger. Okay. And it depends on your goals. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay. If you want to build muscle, you need to be in a surplus. Many people eat 1,200, 1,800 calories. Okay. Guess what? For me to build muscle, I need to be eating 20 calories x my body weight. So my maintenance calories right now, just to maintain my body, is 4,200 calories. Yeah, that's a lot of calories. Well, guess what? I'm a big man. I got a lot of muscle on me. I'm 6'1". I weigh about 210 right now. And my cutting calories is 3,700 calories, okay? And the way I do my cutting calories is I try to lose 1 pound to half a pound of fat every single week. Okay. And if you add that up, if you're in a 500 calorie deficit, you should be in a weekly deficit of 3,500. And that's a pound of fat a week. Remember, it's a numbers game. So if you really want to cut, you have to be tracking your calories and your macros every single day. And one aspect you need to know is you should be getting 1 gram of protein per body weight. That's a simple fact. In my cut, I'm still getting 200 grams of protein. My goal is to cut down to 200 or even to go under 200 to be under 10% body fat, absolutely shredded, okay? And of course, I'm not going to be that year round. I might be. I'm naturally shredded. Okay, my whole life I've had a six pack ever since elementary. So that's just who I am. That's just how my physique rocks. So that's what we're going to do. But it depends on your goal. If you're bulking, just make sure you're going in a surplus. And if you're cutting, go in deficit. These are common things. You should already know these things. And if you don't, well, I'm helping you out so you don't make the same mistake as me, not tracking your calories, not getting guaranteed results. Okay? Number 3 is you have to be restoring your glycogen and actually eating properly for your workouts. Okay? I don't care if you're carnivore. I don't care if you're animal-based diet. The one thing about building your dream physique and being strong in the gym, animal-based diet is going to win every single time. I was carnivore for about 7 months. I was not getting stronger. I was actually getting weaker, and my physique started to look worse and worse just because I was carnivore. Now I'm jacked, shredded, and full glycogen because I use my glycogen storage properly. Okay? So many carnivore athletes, they don't eat any source of glycogen. So they're small and they're not strong and they're very fatigued in the gym. That's what happened to me. So what did I do to change my workouts and not get fatigued? I added foods like milk, yogurt, honey, fruit, and then you can either do rice or potatoes. It's up to you and how your body reacts to these foods, okay? I'm not telling you to cheat your carnivore and fully go animal-based. No, you can be carnivore and still replenish your glycogen. You're just going to have to eat yogurt. And me personally, yogurt doesn't really sit the best in my stomach. So that's why yogurt did not really work for me. So I substituted that with honey, fruit, rice, potatoes for my workouts. Okay. Now my workouts are absolutely insane because I'm timing my carbs properly. I'm eating big carbs meal before my workouts to replenish my glycogen so I can have a crazy pump and performance. Remember, eat 1 to 2 hours before you work out if you're having a carb meal. If you're having a really high fatty protein meal, you should be eating it 3 to 4 hours because fat takes longer to digest. You have to be thinking before you do little things. And let me also give you another side tip to have a crazy workout. Have your coffee. Okay, I take caffeine supplements. I take beta alanine before my pumps. And you also need to have a little bit of salt before you work out. So whatever meal you have that is high in carbs, make sure you also salt in your food so you can have a crazy pump, have your veins popping out, just absolutely shredded and jacked, okay? So don't make this mistake and be the carnivore Jeff that does not replenish his glycogen. You're not going to have fire workouts. Yeah, you're carnivore, and I know your body can make its own carbs, right? Through glucose neogenesis. I know these things. Like, I do my research. I know what I'm doing. But your body can only get so much glycogen being on carnivore and being in ketosis. If you want to maximize your glycogen, have the best workouts of your life, look your best, you need carbs. It's a simple fact. Okay. Mistake number 4 that I was making was my recovery was absolutely terrible. This is why I had an average physique, okay? I was recovering pretty good. Like, I would get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, but it wasn't every single night. So if you're making that mistake, just make sure you're sleeping and you have a good nighttime routine of, okay, I'm going to start relaxing 30 minutes before I go to bed. I'm going to stretch out. Maybe I'm going to listen to a peaceful podcast to get my mind right. Maybe I'm going to stay off my phone for 30 minutes before I go to bed. Maybe I got my blue light blocking glasses. Maybe I'm going to journal, read a book. Whatever nighttime routine that you have is going to set you up for success to have RDM sleep. Make sure your sleeping environment is key. I'm at my dad's house right now. I spend the night, right? And my sleep was terrible. It was freezing cold. I was freezing my balls off. Well, guess what? I slept next to the fire. I went out to the living room. I slept 10 out of 10, right? And it was definitely good because I woke up. I felt good. I felt on point. I made my black coffee. Now we're making a video to help you get the best sleep of your life. And it really starts with the environment that you're sleeping in. If there's a TV playing in the background, you're not going to sleep 10 out of 10. If there's a little light in your room, you're not going to sleep 10 out of 10. You're not going to build your dream physique because you're not fully recovering, okay? And then out through the day, how can you maximize recovery and maximize you building your dream physique is getting natural sunlight every single day to boost your hormones, boost your testosterone so you can become the man that you're meant to become. And then, of course, getting your 10K steps. I get my 10K steps every single day. I'm a personal trainer, so anytime I get my breaks, I'm walking. Anytime I'm eating my lunch, I eat it, I go for a walk. I'm walking, I'm speeding my metabolism up. That's why I can eat so much calories and still be around 10 to 12% body fat, absolutely shredded. Okay, and getting outside, walking is going to help you manage your stress. The more you manage your stress, the more peaceful your life's going to be, the easier it's going to help you to build your dream physique. Okay, and then of course you can have things like your sauna, your cold plunge as an extra thing to help you really recover. I rarely do the cold plunge in the sauna. I mainly do it on my rest days if I really need it. And then, of course, stretching is going to help you. I stretched last night. Sunday was my rest day. And yeah, you should be fully resting. In the past, I used to work out 7 times a week. I used to train very hard, lift very heavy, and then take my Sundays as a day to do body weight. And guess what? That ruined my physique. I was weak during the whole week, right? I was not getting stronger. So make sure you have a good split and you're also resting. I didn't do nothing yesterday except for get my 10K steps, go for a hike, and stretch. That's all I did on my rest day. And of course, I did my zone 2 cardio too in the morning, right? I'm just trying to get my steps in. But otherwise, I'm chilling, I'm relaxing. So then when it's training day, like I let the absolute dog out. I got my caffeine in my blood, I got my glycogen full, and I'm just tearing it up, okay? So use your rest days properly. Don't make the same mistake as I was making. Last but not least, consistency. You have to rewire your brain. If you can't take constant action, you're never going to change your body. Okay, it's a simple fact. If your body is not where it needs to be right now, it's because your mindset is not where it needs to be. Okay, the reason why I have built my dream body in 3 years, even less than that, like I've already had my dream physique for over 3 years. I got it probably in a year of my fitness journey, and it's because I was so consistent with eating, so consistent with the recovery, so consistent with my glycogen, so consistent with the small little actions that I was taking every single day. Most people jump diet to diet. I've been on an animal-based diet like ever since I started this journey, eating mostly meat, having a little bit of carbs, right? Now I'm doing more carbs so I can have better workouts, but have the foundation. Have your meat as the foundation. Be consistent eating 1 gram of protein per body weight, okay? And do that for years. Do it for 12 months, minimum, and you'll see insane results, okay? Train, track your progress, track your lifts. I still do this. I still have a weight tracker. I still weigh myself in the morning. I still track my calories so I can get guaranteed results. But if you're not tracking anything, how are you ever going to see guaranteed results? You're not. You're going to be yo-yo dieting. You're going to be doing guesswork. When people do guessworks, that's when they get the worst results because they're not truly changing their mindset on their dream body. Okay, maybe I'm yapping at this point, but guess what? Sometimes you got to hear me yap because I train people, I coach people every single day, and the main thing that makes them fail and not get their dream physique is their mindset. If you have the roadmap to build your dream physique, it mainly just comes down to you don't want it bad enough because the information is already out there. I already know I got to be in a 500 calorie deficit. You know that too. You already know you need to be in a surplus to gain weight. Okay, but what is holding you back? It's the why. You don't want it bad enough. The reason why I need to get shredded this summer is because I'm popping out this summer. Okay, I'm about to have these abs popping. I might have to compete for a bodybuilding show. So I got to be ready. I got to be 10 tones down on what I'm doing out through the week. I can't be cheating myself. Okay? And if I'm saying this to you and I already have my dream physique, that just lets you know my mindset that I got high standards. If you don't have high standards for yourself, you're always going to be having the standards of everybody around you. Constantly, are they doing progressive overload? Are they chasing the highest version of themselves? If they're not, then maybe they're not meant to be around you. Maybe you're meant to separate yourself to achieve bigger goals. The people around me are working out every single day. I have a community of like-minded people grinding every single day. That helps me grind. That helps me put my goals first. If you don't want to put your goals first, then you're going to stay stuck in the same position. So it's your choice, your decision on where you want to be in life. But that being said, hopefully you like this video. You took some notes, and we're going to keep growing this account. I want to help you realize all you need is meat, an animal-based diet, carnivore diet to build your dream physique. That's what we're going to be breaking down every single video. So let's lock in, sit back, relax, and just enjoy the ride. Let's go.